Hey guys, Tara here. Welcome back to another video on BeamNG.drive, this time Race Mania number 18. So at the front again is the Bomb Squad hopper, after it somehow managed to make its way through last round. In second place is the Mania Coupe, I think this thing is. With some pretty good top end speed, but terrible on the accelerations, that's why, starting literally on the bumper of the hopper. In third we have the lightest car here, the street tuned Pacima, but the older version of the Pacima. And in fourth we have the silent but deadly Caldera, because I remember the name of it this time. This thing has a 7 litre V12 but no engine sound. And then at the back we have a pea green Extreme Edition Sunburst, because, well, why not? So as ever, same rules apply, 2 laps, see what kind will just happen. I'm now going to go for the Sunburst as my winner, because if we can just get lucky as he did last time, then it should have pretty good going. And instead of around there with a horrible start, everything has now made contact with each other. The hopper is already getting sent round. That didn't take very long. That's going to go into the wall, is it? Going to go bounce off it face first. It should be okay from that, given there's rather little contact. Now the Mania and the Pacima need to try and make a breakaway now from the Caldera, which is going to send itself a bit sideways there. Now it's going to get taken round there by the Sunburst. And the only car really that could take the fight to the Sunburst, and now just been sent round. It just avoids the wall though, at least. And the hopper is going the wrong way. I mean, why wouldn't it be going the wrong way? I mean, wasn't it facing the right way on the grass in the first place? And now it isn't, so let's get this thing turned back round. Let's make sure we haven't actually missed anything else. No, the Sunburst hasn't quite caught up yet. And let's get this going in the right direction. Put that back now onto random. And now then, I know this thing is already going to have issues, because on the test runs, if this thing goes round, it can't get itself going again with how much power it has. It can't put the traction down. So it just needs to get it above about 30. Like that, and it should be okay to get itself going now. Well, hopefully it is anyway, because I want to see the fight up front. So it's still the Mania that leads. Going down now into turn 1. The Pacima's not really going to do much to challenge at this point. Now here's the Sunburst. Already now onto the back of them as well. It's going to be a 3-way fight now down into turn 1. It's going to be fairly tame. Is it actually? No, because the Mania's going to get sent round. It went a bit wide, missed the apex, and then has just been punished. And now the Sunburst it's actually made its way through there as well, through the chaos. Great piece of driving there from the Sunburst to find itself already into the lead down at turn 1. It's even quicker than it got the lead last time. I don't know, what's the Mania going to do? Is that going to turn itself around? It looks like it is. It's making a bit of a hash of it. And honestly, I think just like doing like a half donut or something may well actually end up being quicker. Although it does get going again. And the Caldera makes its way down into turn 1. It shouldn't be too loud till this thing tries to make its way past the Mania. I see the Pacima's doing a good job of actually keeping relatively close to the Sunburst at the minute, at least anyway. Imagine the Sunburst is just controlling its pace, and the hopper is limping. Can't really see why, although it does look a bit raised at the front, so imagine, surprise surprise, the rear suspensions have collapsed again. And the Mania is doing an okay job for now, but then it's still got the dodge, we see, with the damage to the front bumper. So basically got a scoop on the driver's side. I mean, yeah, it's the driver's side because it's an American car, so the steering's on the other side of the car. And then going right up to the back now of the Mania, it's going to give it a hard ram. I mean, the Mania do well to fend off the Caldera, because you can just get a scoop underneath it, but the Mania is pretty low itself as well. Both cars there get a little bit unsettled. And the Caldera going for just trying to scoop itself underneath. Maybe coming into the braking zone, might be able to make a move here. Does he get the rear wheels of the Mania lifted? Does he make contact with it? The Mania is going to try and come round and just misses there. I mean, Mania is going to try and go for a takeout when it came round. The simple yet effective move there from the Caldera. And the Mania, is it going to get itself going in the right direction this time? It's going in reverse. Not quite sure what it's doing at this point. Is it going the wrong way, seriously? You're facing near enough the right way, and yep, you're going the wrong way, okay. But I mean, it is miles ahead of the hopper, which I might actually get lapped, given how slow it's limping, and given that the Sunburst is already into the lead. And that's definitely a much quicker way to get turned around than doing a 3.10 than what the AI did with it. Either way they now, it's back in the right direction, and the Pacema isn't actually losing too much time. I mean, of course it'd be losing time. It's only the third fastest car here. And it's going to be a matter of time really until the Caldera catches up with its scoop front bumper, and the Hopper's just made it through the first few corners now. So this thing is definitely getting lapped, crawling at 30, 36, 37 mile an hour and downhill as well, so it's going to be slower. Just on a natural straight, it might even come to a stop coming up this hill, you never know. I mean, I think it was the Mustang, the drag Mustang from a few videos ago. That pretty much came to a stop when it was limping. Now then, still got the Sunburst out in the lead now then, coming round the final corner now, second to last corner. You've still got some decent brakes on this thing. What I haven't found a problem with this car though. Sometimes if it crashes, and all the wheels and that still works, so basically just a regular crash, the gearbox gets confused and it only goes in reverse. I don't know why, it just insists on not going forward at any point. I don't know if you can just brake like first gear or something like that and do it when you won't go into any others. Either way, that's just something interesting that happens with that car. Then you got the Pacema still doing a really good job in second place. I mean, with how light it is, the only thing wrong with it really is the damage to the front bumper, which, what's the front bumper actually attached to? I think it might just be inside the radiator, which is actually holding it on. Then you got the Caldera, which it's got an interesting aero design on the front, I'll give it that much. And the lights don't work on this thing, which isn't really surprising, given it's not exactly a finished car from this download of it. I mean, it might be now, but with this version that I have of it, it definitely is anything but a finished car. And the Hopper's only making its way down to the S section now. And this thing, what's wrong with it? It's a bit low. Okay, so it's the rear left that's collapsed or something this time, because it's definitely higher up on that side. Either way, I don't get a Jeep, an off-road vehicle, having such weak suspension. Caldera is definitely pretty much caught up now to the Pacema. We'll just get on board here from the cinematic camera. It's not going to be too long now until it makes contact. I mean, from that camera goes pretty much no time at all. What I'm more interested in though is how far behind is the Sunburst to the Hopper. Can't see it up in front, so the Hopper's just left the S's section, okay. And then here's actually contact now between the two of them, well, it looks like it from this camera angle at least anyway. Looks like now the Caldera is just shoving the Pacema along. I mean, this is the second lap, so these two may well just be working together to try and get through now into the next round, because if it stays like this, all these two cars and the Sunburst out in front are going to be through into the next round. And the Sunburst is caning. It's definitely going to catch, I'm certain, before the Hopper would get around onto the second lap, and even if it does get around, it's going to be out anyway. And then these two are still just shoving each other along. I mean, they're both fairly light cars, so not going to be too much of an advantage with the scoop almost on the front of the Caldera. And the Sunburst is on the same straight as the Hoppers, now coming around the second to last corner. It's actually going to make it onto the second lap. And who would have thought that this Hopper actually going to make it around with how much it's limping? I mean, this track is fairly lengthy, so it's not too uncommon to see badly damaged cars actually making it round. And actually going to be a bit of contact there. The Caldera went for a nudge, I mean, it didn't work out for it, just cost itself time. And then the Hopper came around the final corner, and now then coming to the finish line, and the Hopper has actually made it onto the second lap. How has it done that? Miracles do happen in this series, it seems. And now then the Sunburst makes its way now round the final corner, and coming up to the finish line, it's going to be victory number 2 for the Sunburst. Once again, just getting so lucky at the start, just managing to scythe its way through all of the chaos. And coming up now to the final few corners, still got the Pacema holding on to second place. I think the Caldera may have just backed off now and just it had its attack to try and go for second place. I know it's coming in at the final corner now. The Pacema's going to get sent round in the final corner, is it? Yes, it is. Right at the final moment, the betrayal there from the Caldera. Now then, coming up to the finish line, it's going to be the Caldera which comes home in second place instead, but either way, it's through into the next round along with the Pacema. But now then, is the Caldera going to make contact with the back of the Sunburst? It's carrying a lot of speed. Well, on the brakes now, it's actually going to stop just before. But now then, is getting the right way, okay. The Pacema coming across the line now. In third, could be second place, so there's going to be a bit of aggro between this and the Caldera in front over at the finish line. It's going under braking. No, it's just going to stop just before. Oh, the Caldera actually coming in for a little nudge here on the sunburst, making that's a bit psychological, something for the next round that the Caldera wants to go for victory. And we got the Maremma, which is actually going to come home in fourth. I mean, the lights and that all still work on the front and on the back as well. I mean, it's a bit of a buckled on the back, but that's nothing. So if you just get around the final few corners, then it's going to be through into the next round. Of course, something else with these older cars is the brakes do get shot quite easily. I mean, with being an older car, it's not meant to go around a track under racing conditions. And especially not getting completely smashed up under racing conditions either. But this thing honestly has survived in near mint condition. Obviously, you just give it a new number plate and fix that rear bumper, then you're good to go with this. And the Maremma does make it through into the next round, so it's going 60 miles an hour, and it hasn't got far to stop. So this might actually make a bit of contact here with the back of the Pacima. It's going to give it a pretty decent shove actually. I mean, it's enough to take out the front windscreen, but I think because it's taken out one of the lights. But now then, we just got to wait for the hopper to actually get here, even though it is actually out of the next round. Okay, the hopper's now made it to the final few corners, and you're seeing it's a lot more smashed up than as you would have seen it a few seconds ago. And honest to God, I do not know what happened, because this thing, was crawling around the last, so I went AFK for a bit, just to let it do its thing and get around. And I come back to it, and something must have glitched out or something and just completely imploded. I think it happened before. I think it was on the first or second of these episodes with the really beat up Covet. That thing just imploded across the track with some glitch spikes and something. So I imagine something similar to that would have happened. And where are you going? I know you're an off-road vehicle, but you don't need to actually go and prove it. I mean, this thing is definitely twisted up now, and it still has some degree of steering left at least. Although I think more than, the entire left side of the suspension is definitely now collapsed as well. And making its way round the final corner, this is definitely going to be the slowest run to the finish line I think might actually end up having in this series. It's 16 miles an hour. I don't think anything has been this slow before and kept going. Why are you going over the curbing for? But either way, coming up to the finish line, it's just going to crawl its way over now at 17 miles an hour. I don't think anything that slow has ever crossed the finish line before to actually finish. And then it's just going to pull right over to the side. I mean, this thing was definitely pulling as well, and you could see how much it was pulling. And which of the cars is still furthest forward? Okay, it's the Sunburst now. It's time to line up the Caldera. It's a main rival, seemingly right next to it. And then, got the Sunburst is pretty much in near enough good condition, in a bit besides the damage on that side. Now then, let's try and can we get the hopper? Can we get it going? Okay, steering is not a luxury with this thing. Let's get this thing maybe turned round and get it going in a straight line. I mean, it's definitely not going to win the award for car that's in the best condition. I mean, just trying to control this thing is actually more of a task than it seems, because it can definitely go a lot faster than 17 miles an hour. Then we've got the Maremma, which is actually in really good condition still, even despite that end contact it made with the Pacima. Let's get this thing lined up. Getting a little bit wiggly, but oh well. Mainly because my frame rate is worse than usual for this video. Don't know why, but it just dips in and out from being good or being completely terrible. Either way, the Pacima, it's got a bit of a dent on the back bumper, and the front one is stuck in the radiator. The Caldera, the front of it's hanging off, and the dent in the back, but it survived all in all pretty well. The Sunburst, that thing, I mean, I think the lights are somewhere there. Very spiky, but the back of it's perfectly fine. I think the less said about the hopper, the better, in all honesty. And then the Maremma, which, for a car which actually has been involved in this race, really, is the one in the best condition. But then again, has to go once again to the Sunburst for the car that survived the best. So remember to join my Discord server, which will be linked in the description down below. So follow me on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. That will be linked down there as well. And to leave a like if you enjoyed this video, leave a comment down below. Subscribe if you're new. hit that notification bell so you don't miss out on any of my future videos. Thanks for watching. I'll see you all next time.